how are you feeling? This is the end. Well, I'm going to give you a bonus because, I think I should. But this is the last official section of the course. And I'm going to go, this is an important one because I'm going to share with you exactly. See, we went through flipping the gratitude switch. We talked about that there's a need for more happiness in the world. We talked about my journey of how I discovered that flipping the gratitude switch was real and how it needed to be active and daily and conscious. And then I went through and I shared with you FLIP, what it meant to truly flip the gratitude switch. And then I talked a little bit about the numbers and I showed you scientifically how we can prove that gratitude will absolutely 100% change your life. Now I'm going to give you 5 additional reasons why gratitude will change your life. What we're going to cover right here is just a little something that I found and then added some context to for you, which is the 5 ways that gratitude is the largest driver of success. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to share the 5 with you, discuss them briefly, and give you a quote or 2 to back them up, okay? And then that's going to be the last section of the main course. My recommendation is you move on and go look at the bonus, because I'm going to share with you in the bonus how using flipping the gratitude switch can actually really help you in your home life and inside the 4 walls of your own home, okay? So that's going to be in the bonus. But if you have to skip that, be glad that you're here for this section because this is vital, okay? So let's talk about it. The 5 reasons gratitude is the largest driver of success. Number 1, success is embedded in every failure. Now, I've already talked about this, but here's what we know. Gratitude alone can catapult failure into success. So see, what happens is if you feel like you're a failure, you will be, okay? If you feel like you failed and you fell on your face, you did. But some people feel like they fell on their face and other people feel like they had a learning experience and have an opportunity to get up and move forward. See, when you have gratitude and you flip the gratitude switch, when you experience something like a failure, it actually catapults you into real success. This is a quote that I love from a gentleman by the name of David A. Bednar. He says, "The gift of gratitude enables our appreciation for what we have to constrain desires for what we want. A grateful person is rich in contentment. An ungrateful person suffers in the poverty of endless discontentment." So, with gratitude and flipping the gratitude switch, every failure becomes a success. Number 2, this is a big one. A lack of humility creates a lack of humanity. My friends, gratitude is the greatest way to silence the ego. Okay, let me read this quote and tell you a little bit of what I think this means. This is again from David A. Bednar. He says, so let's take an example of maybe you work at a job and you want to get a raise. You feel like you're worth more. Kind of like how I felt when I was man number 2, if you remember the tale of 2 men. He says, we may expect to make more money or get a raise, but through the gift of gratitude, we may find a greater capacity to change our own circumstances rather than expecting our circumstances to be changed by someone or something else. Now, why do I share this here? This is so powerful because you see, remember what I said? A lack of humility creates a lack of humanity. Let me tell you how this plays out. I know because I'm an expert at it, because I've lived this life. If you believe that you're a victim of everything in your life, if you believe your boss abuses you, your wife abuses you, your whatever it is, right? If you think your kids are mean and you think that, your neighbor calls you ugly and they ruin your life, whatever it is, do you know you're actually playing in the realm of ego? I don't know. A lot of people really wouldn't think that. But here's the deal. See, you are in this belief pattern that they are affecting you, okay? Well, if I were you, you know what I would do? I would be thankful for them being your teacher, and then you can humbly approach them with how you can serve them. See, but if we constantly feel like everybody's raining down on us and everybody's being mean to us and we're victims and all of this stuff, guess what? We're going to feel like we have no control over our circumstances. And you know what? You're actually being arrogant in believing that you have no control over your circumstances. I know that sounds weird, but here's the deal. Let me tell you why I feel like you're being arrogant if that's the case. Because it means that humility says, you know what? I can change. I could be different. I can change something about my life or about me and create a new life. I am not perfect. I'm not as good as I could be. But when we go, oh, he did this and she did this, and rah, 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 we're saying, hey, world, I'm awesome. And because I'm so awesome, stop raining on my parade because I'm already as awesome as it gets. And since I'm so awesome, you, my friend, are ruining my life because I'm already amazing. But humility sounds like this. Thank you. Thank you for being my teacher. I'm going to read that quote again, just the end part. We may find a greater capacity to change our own circumstances with gratitude. We may find a greater capacity to change our own circumstances and take responsibility rather than expecting our circumstances to be changed by someone or something else. Become humble enough to acknowledge that you're the one responsible for the life that you get to live, and realize you can't live it without something like gratitude to help get you there. Okay? Here's number 3. Living in the past or the future causes you to ignore the present. Gratitude helps you appreciate every moment of your life. Remember when I talked about the gratitude journal and I said, oh gosh, if I'm doing it, I'm going in the past and I'm trying to think of something that happened. Or if I'm going into the future, maybe one day it's all going to be awesome. That takes me out of this moment. My friends, there's only one time ever where you have as much power as possible to be as amazing as you can be, and it's right now. And in this moment, this very instant, the world is your oyster. You can choose right now in this instant to become a new creature, to be something more, to be something new, to realize you can't do it alone and you need gratitude, you need family, you need friends, you need God, you need something. Because you know what? If you're living over there, or you're living over there and you remove yourself from here, you lose power to affect the real future because you ignore the present. Here's a great quote. Eckhart Tolle, who actually wrote Power of Now, says, "It is through gratitude for the present moment that the spiritual dimension of life opens up." Mind blown, right? Yeah. If you feel gratitude right now, it opens up possibility for other influences to positively impact your life. Number 4, a life fraught with difficulty is a life consumed with worry, right? Gratitude allows you to see every challenge as a gift from heaven. And if you don't believe in heaven, a gift from the universe. And if you don't believe in the universe, a gift from Mother Nature. If you go through life like most Americans, most people do, complaining about everything. No, seriously, think about this. This is how it works, right? Oh, it's too cold outside. And then when it warms up, it's too warm outside. And then when it's just right, you go, man, I can't wait till it gets warmer. Or, oh, I can't wait till it rains. You're never happy with the weather. And what about your sports team? Even if they win the Super Bowl, the World Series, the World Cup, you go, oh, it was a great game. You know, so-and-so could have played better. Such and such could have happened in a different way. Oh, they should have won by more. They should have won by 3 touchdowns, not 1. Just be freaking satisfied and feel gratitude for the thing that's happening right now. If you constantly look at life and it's full of difficulty and it's full of not good enough and it's full of not here yet and it's full of I hope one day it will come. If that's the way you live your life, how can you possibly be satisfied with it right now? Gratitude allows you to see every challenge as a gift from heaven. Every challenge. Because when it shows up as a challenge, you know what you do? You find the frustration in it. You look for what's awesome in it. You initiate gratitude for that thing that's awesome, and then guess what it does? It powers you up with gratitude, and it moves you to the next challenge. You know, I've known some pretty incredible people in my life who've been through remarkable challenges. And I talked about a woman earlier. Her name is Sydney. I talk about her in the book. And the first part of the book is actually a story that I wrote, kind of like a parable to demonstrate some of these principles. And at the end, the character in the book is giving a speech on stage because he learned certain things through the story. And he sees a woman in the audience, and the woman in the audience is named Sydney, and I named that character after Sydney, who's the first person that ever told me that my message on gratitude changed her life. She's the one that went and kept a gratitude journal about her husband during a really challenging time of their life. Do you know that she has 3 amazing, beautiful daughters, and every single one of them have required major surgeries life-altering surgeries on their legs and back before the age of 10, some a little older, and I can't imagine a challenge like that. But you know what you see in her? You see gratitude for what was learned. You see gratitude that the girls are better now. And the girls are filled with gratitude and opportunity of what the future can hold. One of them is an author and has published multiple books. It's amazing. Gratitude allows you to see every challenge as a gift from heaven. You know, I don't talk about this much. Every now and then when I'm giving a speech, I will, but I don't talk about it much because my life now is such a blessing, and I have this amazing wife and these amazing kids. But I was married once for 3.5 years, and the girl who I was married to fell in love with somebody else and left me out of the blue. I had no idea it was coming. And something like that changes you. That's hard to go through. And, you know, it took me a while. But when I really started to heal was when I made a choice not to dwell on the negative, but to simply try to create a new future for me. To not dwell on what had happened and what went wrong, but to just be thankful for the experience of it so that I could become a new man, maybe one that an amazing woman like my wife now would be attracted to. I was giving a talk at a high school one time, and Rogue River High in Oregon. And when I got done with the talk, I told the kids in the audience, I said, you know, Facebook, message me, tweet me, whatever. Tell me what you thought of the talk. Tell me if you flipped the gratitude switch and what it meant to you. And I had this amazing girl message me, young, 16. She messaged me, first person that messaged me after the talk, and she said, I want to thank you because until today, I didn't know that I could view my situation different. See, I was in an abusive relationship. Can you imagine that, by the way? A high school girl in an abusive relationship. She said, I'd been in an abusive relationship. And today, when I learned to flip the gratitude switch and what gratitude is, I realized that I don't have to worry about what happened. I just get to be thankful for what I learned. Oh my gosh, I got teary. What if this girl, for the rest of her life now, views every challenge as a gift to learn from? Can you imagine what her life will be like? How amazing that will be. Let's move on to number 5. Oh, let me read this quote first. This is a great quote from an amazing man who knows a lot about gratitude, a man by the name of Thomas S. Monson. He said, this is one of my favorite quotes, by the way. He says, to express gratitude is gracious and honorable. To enact gratitude is generous and noble. But to live with gratitude ever in our hearts is to touch heaven. There is truth in those words, my friend, which is why I want you to flip the gratitude switch all day, every day. Let's move on to number 5, and we'll conclude this section. Number 5, gratitude is not a noun, gratitude is a verb. Daily activation of gratitude creates a permanent change of being. See, you are what you are. You can become more. And how do you become more? You become more by channeling gratitude, not experiencing failure, feeling that those challenges you get, that they are a gift from heaven. And when you live with gratitude ever in your heart, you get to touch heaven. That's what it feels like. It feels constantly amazing because you're always powering up with gratitude. You have dopamine flooding through your body. You feel like you could take on the world. It's amazing, isn't it? And you know what? If you activate gratitude daily, you become a new person. Your life changes. The trajectory is different. Last quote. This is from a gentleman by the name of Dieter F. Uchtdorf, German guy who I have a lot of respect for, says, everyone's situation is different, and the details of each life are unique. Nevertheless, I have learned that there is something that would take away the bitterness that may come into our lives. There is one thing we can do to make life sweeter, more joyful, even glorious. We can be grateful. Isn't that something? My friends, I put this in a book. It's called Flipping the Gratitude Switch. The beginning of the book is a story about a kid, a man named Jacob, who meets an uncharacteristic mentor. And that mentor takes him on an adventure to find immeasurable wealth. And through that adventure, Jacob learns such powerful truths. If all you did is read the first half of the book and just that story, your life would be changed. The second half of the book, I jump in to what it means to flip the gratitude switch, why the world needs more happiness, what my story was, where I came from, where I need to go, how I learned to flip the gratitude switch, what FLIP is, and how that has now changed my life and how it can change yours. Can I make a recommendation? If you don't have the book yet, will you go get it? Just visit Gratifuel.com. The book is there and available. But I want to do one other little thing for you, and I hope that that's okay. You know, flipping the gratitude switch, there's only a 4-step formula that's there. One of my favorite authors ever is somebody by the name of Bob Burg, who co-authored a book with John David Mann called The Go-Giver. And The Go-Giver teaches the 5 laws of stratospheric success. And with that book came a PDF, and that PDF listed the 5 laws of stratospheric success. And it's the only PDF that I keep up on my board all the time, because it's a constant reminder of how I could be better. I wanted to create something like that for you. And so I created the Flip Formula cheat sheet that goes through FLIP, reminds you what it is so you can have it in front of you all the time. So if you text the word Gratifuel to 33444, not only will you be a part of this community, not only will you get an invite to join the Facebook community, not only will you get the cheat sheet, but I'm going to give you one other gift, and I hope that that's okay. I've assembled over 100 amazing quotes on gratitude. And I'd like to give you that ebook, and I'd like to give you a copy of that so you can have all these quotes, including some of the ones that I shared. So you just have it, so it's just there. I'll throw in a couple other things and a couple other bonuses. You know, if you want to purchase the actual gratitude switch covers, Flip the Gratitude Switch covers, I have those available on the website as well. And if you want to purchase hats and shirts, I have shirts that say Flip the Gratitude Switch. I have the hats that say Gratifuel. If there's something like that that could change your life and act as a reminder to you, you know, I encourage you to get it, but you don't have to. But at a minimum, let me give you these free gifts. Let me give you the quote book, and let me give you the cheat sheet, and I hope it changes your life. My friends, we've made it. We learned how to flip the gratitude switch. We learned what it can mean to live with gratitude ever in our hearts. We learned what it means to go from rock bottom to an incredible future. We learned that maybe it isn't just gratitude journaling, but it's getting present in the moment and flipping the gratitude switch by finding the frustration, looking for what's awesome, and then initiating gratitude and powering up with Gratifuel. That when you do that over and over again, it can change the entire trajectory of your life. We talked about the numbers and that this really works. We gave you plenty of assignments. I hope you did all of them, because if you did, they would have changed your life. That's your last homework, by the way. Text Gratifuel to 3344. See, I told you less than 5 minutes for the homework. And finally, we talked about the 5 ways that gratitude can be the largest driver of success. For now, this is the end of the course. I'm going to have one bonus module after this that will share a little of how I use flipping the gratitude switch in my home to parent my children and to make our home a happier place to live. But if you're not interested in that, you're done with the course. Congratulations, give yourself a pat on the back and flip the gratitude switch that you took the time to do this and be here with me. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for participating with me, for being a part of this community, for being one of the people in this wide world that understands that gratitude can change your life, and that is flipping the gratitude switch. It means the world that we've been able to spend this time together. You know, I have a mentor who says, you can always make more money, you can always start a new business, but the one thing you can never get back is time. It's the most precious gift to give, and you've given that to me and to gratitude, and frankly to the world, and you've given it to yourself. So thank you for that gift. For now, this is Kevin Clayson, author of Flipping the Gratitude Switch, Chief Officer of Awesome and co-founder of Strongbrook, saying, remember to be grateful always, and remember that through the simple, daily, conscious application of flipping the gratitude switch, you can increase your joy and happiness, you can accelerate your success, you can increase your fulfillment in life, and you can change the trajectory of that life forever. We'll see you next time.